So the owner and vice president were doing kind of low level administrative tasks like
Hmm.
emails, invoicing, and scheduling the cruise. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Wow, that must have been painful. So since you joined, what do they spend their time that they were doing that now? What does it look like for them?
I think right now it was, less stressful for them. It's now easy for them to handle things that matters the most in the office and be like the head of the company visioning on something more profitable.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Workergenics Mastermind. We're going to be talking about what it's like to have a customer service virtual professional supporting your business. We're very fortunate today to have Ashley joining us. She's a very senior executive assistant and has been doing customer support roles for many years. Thank you for joining us today, Ashley. Could you introduce yourself?
Thanks for having me, Harley. Yes, I'm Ashley, and I'm currently here residing in Iloilo City, a western region here in the Philippines. And in college, I have a degree of being a graphic multimedia artist, and I've worked as an executive assistant for almost 4 years now. And currently, my role is also an executive assistant for gutter and tree service in a local business there in Chattanooga.
Very good. So, what does customer service look like with your current client? What kind of things do you do to help them on the customer service front?
Well, customer service for gutter entry service, it's something that needs to be managed and worked daily, especially when it comes to, client communications. And also you need to immediately answer and address inquiries or handle bills, invoices, payments. So like every day it's all repetitive tasks that you need to take care of.
Wow. It sounds like you do quite a bit. So, who was doing these kind of tasks before you joined?
It was our vice president in the office and also the owner of the business.
Oh my goodness. So, the owner and vice president were doing kind of low level administrative tasks like
Hmm.
emails, invoicing, and scheduling the cruise. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Wow, that must have been painful. So, since you joined, what do they spend their time that they were doing that now? What does it look like for them?
I think right now it was, less stressful for them. It's now easy for them to handle things that matters the most in the office and be like the head of the company visioning on something more profitable.
Absolutely. So, what are some of the challenges, I guess, that you faced when you started there? Because obviously, you probably had not worked at a gutter and tree service business before that, and I'm sure there's some industry specific language, words, and terminology that you maybe weren't familiar with. How did you handle learning all of that?
Well, it was a bit challenging for me to, familiarize myself with the terms and some acronyms that they use in the industry. So in my first couple of weeks, I have like a procedure from from the owner and from the vice president. I have to familiarize myself with it. And for the terms that, that I'm not familiar with, I always use, AI, chat GPT all the time for me to be able to learn and also blend in with the team.
That's awesome. So, what does like using Chat GPT look like for you? Do you use that for just looking up definitions? Do you use it for composing emails or other kinds of content?
Yes, so it's, very easy for me now to like, for example, if I need to create a draft for an email for, to send a bulk email for the clients and also to correct grammar because that's really important for me. And I also do task ChatGPT sometimes if I'm like, hey, can you look up something for me? Like, can you check the routes for this? And so I can, take a look on it and see if it's
Wow.
efficient route. Yeah.
So let's dive a little bit more into some of the specific tasks that you do for like customer service. So do you handle like phone calls from customers?
Every day I handle inbound and outbound calls. Yes.
Okay, what kind of calls are those? Are they like people just trying to schedule service? Are they asking a lot of questions? What are those calls like?
Yes, so most of the time I receive inbound calls like, asking for estimates, quotes for, gutter service or tree service. Sometimes I do receive, complaints and, asking some billing and invoices, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you handle invoicing and billing as well?
I do receive payments, so I'm the one recording it on the system that we use. Yeah.
Okay. And so when people call in that have an issue, maybe with their billing, is that something that you're able to resolve right there, or is it more like taking a note and somebody else handles the billing correction? What does that look like?
I think I mostly do it, but if there's something that I need to check, with our vice president in the office, since she's the one, handling the checks and also some cash. So
Hmm.
yeah, I do check it with her all the time, in order for
All
me
right.
to record it. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. So, you talked about checking in with the people that you're working with, or the owner, or the vice president. What does that typically look like? Do they meet with you virtually with like a video call? Do you have a tasking system? How do they work with you given you're not physically in the office to talk to them?
So basically, what we do every day is we do texting and calling because that's what they prefer. And also, we use the ServiceMate. It's the system that we use for, tasking the crew, tasking the staff. So that's what we use.
Okay. And, so texting, did they set up their own phone system, or do they have you use the system that Workergenics provides?
I am using the phone number that I've got with Workogenic. So I do use the Open Phone app. And I think we only set up the call forwarding for me to be able to receive the, calls from the main number in the office.
Okay, so they were able to set it up so their existing business number forwards calls to your Workergenics phone number so you can handle
Hmm.
them. Well,
Yes,
that's really
that's
cool.
correct. Yeah.
Awesome. And so then they also are texting you on that number so that they can, if they need you to take care of something, that's how they typically give it to you, or do they use the task management tool that what did you call it, TaskMate, or I can't remember the name,
ServiceMate. Yes,
ServiceMate.
they prefer texting and calling. So, going there on the website because ServiceMate sometimes needs to be, be online, going there on the website. So they prefer texting and calling. It's
Got
easier
it.
for them to just, task me.
Yeah. So you handle a lot of client calls, it sounds like. Has there ever been an issue with like someone complaining or not being able to understand you with like the accent issue, or realizing that you're not local in the office and having a problem with that?
No, in fact, I've had some, regular clients, we're becoming close and I've got some compliments from them. And yeah, they're so friendly and I'm very thankful with that.
That's fabulous. So you've actually kind of made some friends that are regular clients that call in all the time and they know you, and you know them.
Yes, that's correct.
That's wonderful. Have you noticed over time working with your client any notable changes now that you're able to handle that customer service role for them?
Well, I think it's, a little bit challenging for them when I was not, starting with them, but now it's less stressful. They can delegate the tasks that I can handle remotely. They can ask me tasks that even, personal tasks, it's now very easy for them to handle the things that really matters in the office, and that's something, things that they need to focus on, something more profitable.
Absolutely. Do you have any like feedback that you've received from them, or situations where they're like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you were able to handle that because it would have taken me a long time," or "I'm busy doing other things"?
Yes, I think I've had that one when the business owner tasked me with, doing some research with shopping chainsaws. So it was a little bit hard for him since he's on the move as always. So he's looking for something more affordable, and I got to give him more coupons and discounts when I tried to talk to the agents of the website or the company that he is trying to, shop from.
Oh, wow. So he had you do some market research for new chainsaws, and then you were able to negotiate better pricing and get some coupons and save him money on that.
Yes, that's correct.
Wow, that's awesome. Um, so another question would be, I guess, it sounded like you do more than just customer service for this client. You also do some invoicing and some billing of the clients. Is that true?
That's correct. And I also do email management.
Okay, so tell me more about the email management. What does that look like?
So basically, every day, but not most of the time, I receive also emails from the clients or from the leads that sign up to our website. So it is automatically, forwarded to me. So I handle all of those things and, client complaints and also inquiries. I handle that.
Okay. What was like the training process for handling those things? Did they have like procedures or systems in place, or did you just kind of rely on your past executive assistant experience and customer service experience to kind of figure out how to handle those?
Yeah, I think I've never had like, proper or procedures from them about, email management. So I kind of learned, you know, from my past experiences. So they only turned on the email forwarding. So that's it. I took the tasks myself and learned from my past experiences.
Okay, very good. Ashley, why don't you just start and tell us some more about like how do you handle the technical aspects of like managing their email? Do they have a shared email address? Do you use your Workagenics email? What does that look like?
So I only use Workergenics email, and because we have like only one email that we use there in the company, so I only use my Workergenics email.
All right, that's great. What were some challenges that you faced when you first started there? Because it sounded like they didn't really have systems in place. They, were really stressed and overwhelmed, trying to run a business and do the administrative stuff. So I imagine it was challenging for you to jump in there and kind of pick things up. What were some of the challenges you faced getting started?
I think I remember my first week being challenging that I thought because I had to learn some long list of actual, acronyms that they use in the communication, like, about the stump grinding, something like that. So I have to learn.
Yeah. And what did you do to learn? Did they give you some resources, or did you just have to look online? What did that look like?
I only have that, long list of terms, and I have to like memorize it, familiarize myself. Some of the terms that I need to search online, I do that. I use ChatGPT and familiarize myself. But there's like some terms that I need to really memorize, like
Very
acronyms.
good. So, if you were to give advice to another business owner that's thinking about getting their own customer service virtual professional, do you have any tips or advice that you would share to just like what they might need to do to prepare or things to think about when they're getting started working with you virtually?
Yes, I think it's very important for them to prepare procedures or, some written procedures, videos, screen videos. That's really important in order for, the virtual professional to be able to learn and also adapt on the environment.
Awesome. And that's something that we talk about a lot at Workergenics, even during our onboarding for all of our clients. Part of the things that we provide are some email guidance and tutorials and video series talking about the importance of getting procedures set up. And it really can be easy if you just do a screen recording of the activity that you're doing. Maybe it's like doing the customer service emails or the invoicing. You can just make that video recording, save it in the share drive that we have set up for Workergenics clients, and then when your virtual professional like Ashley is ready and ready to go start working for you, it makes it a lot easier for them to just watch the videos. And then Ashley or someone else could make that written procedure to follow from the video. And then it's just easy going forward. Does that sound right, Ashley?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. Well, Ashley, I really appreciate you sharing the experience as a customer support executive assistant for one of our clients and some of the challenges and some of the great benefits of all the great work that you do for them. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Arlie. Really appreciate your time.
All right. Well, if you are a busy professional and you find yourself doing these low level tasks like customer service, billing, administrative work, and you're wanting to get out of that and focus more on high level tasks that are more profitable and more enjoyable, and you'd like to have your own Ashley in your business, send us a message and we'll have a discovery call with you. We'll learn about your specific needs and make sure we can get the exact right fit for you so that you can have the same positive experience that Ashley's clients have had.